Ah, class is full today. Class is full today. How are we all doing? Let me even pause this recording. You're welcome to day two. I don't even need to call this day two. I'm just going to stop calling it day. We're just going to continue from where we stopped. So yesterday we talked a lot about features of a website. We talked about front end and back end. We talked about web pages. We looked at good and bad websites. We talked a lot about what you're going to learn and what does a good website look like, right? So today, in as much as we're rushing yesterday, so we didn't complete a lot of things. So we're just going to start from there today. And today, I'm going to start with the purpose of a good website. So just give me a minute. Let me pull that into view. Let me share my screen. All right. So can you guys see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna go on. If you're watching, sorry for the bloopers. We're just getting started. I hope you enjoyed the course. It's gonna be an amazing time today. We're gonna be doing a lot of practical work today, but we're also gonna be checking stuff out. So, give me one more minute so that we can get started. Okay, let's get started. Mm, Okay. All right. So the purpose of a good website, right? What purpose of website? So we're going to be talking about the purpose of websites today. And one of the things that you need to note is that a website is a communication tool, right? At its core, it's a communication tool. It helps individuals, businesses, or organizations share information with the world, who they are, what they do, and how people can connect with them, right? So every great website answers these three questions. Who are we? What do we do? And why should we care? Right? So if you see a website who's just doing things anyhow and all of that, and they're not answering these three questions, not really a website. They don't really understand what they're supposed to be doing. So a website is supposed to answer who we are or who are we, what do we do, and why should we care? So why should people care about your website? What do you do? What are the details? What's your about, right? And who are you? What do you represent? What do you stand for? These are the things that your website is supposed to communicate, right? So I want you to get that. So, for example, a church website communicates its mission and vision, its service times. A news site communicates updates, or portfolio sites communicates skills and credibility. Let's look at a website that I have built before, um, which is a church website, right? So I'm just gonna load it up and show you guys, right? You will see that it tells who you are. Can you see the screen? Welcome to Treasure House Church. We are delighted to welcome you to a community. You can listen to sermons and become a member. And it tells you who they are. Welcome to Treasure House. These are their services that you can attend, the events that they have, their gallery, and you meet the head of the church, and that's it. It answers those questions: who they are, what they do, and why people should care. Right? So I hope you're taking samples, right? Websites build branding and credibility. A website acts as a digital home for any brand, right? A place that builds trust and authority. See, sometimes you're not really online, you're not really available, you're not there yet, right? You're not always online. Your website is that tool that keeps you online. When people search for a business, they find you and they can see everything about your brand. They can understand everything about your brand. When people search for businesses and find a well-designed, updated website, it increases their confidence. So sometimes, for example, me today, when someone sends me a message or somebody's looking for me and they go to my IG page and they see my website, right? And they click on it and they see the details. It automatically tells them that I'm a professional person, right? I have a process, I have a structure. The funny thing is that you might not even have a structure yet, or you're still building your structure. But when you show a website, it's already saying this person is professional. This person knows exactly what they are doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? When somebody asks me, oh, SMO, I want to learn from you, and I upload, I tell you, go to my website, click on courses, pick any course you want to learn, whether it's on sales or marketing, have so many resources there, pick it from there. They're like, oh, okay, this guy must really know exactly what he's doing, right? It will show your brand color, your tone, your messaging, all of that. They work together to shape how people perceive your brand. So you can put all of that in your website and it will come out beautiful, right? So whatever it is you're doing, understand that websites build branding and credibility. If you look at Apple's website, clean, minimal, sleek, and it reflects their brand identity. Let's look at Apple's website. I also saw the assignments that some of you submitted. It's always good to submit your assignments so that you can follow up with the class. Some of you submitted your assignments, and in those assignments, in the assignments, I saw some of the terrible websites that you guys chose, and some were actually very terrible. Were actually very terrible. All right, so this is Apple's website, very minimalist, right? If you scroll, the first thing is they're telling you about the new phone, come and buy the phone. And then they're showing you the qualities of the phone and some of the products they have, and the other things that they have, their podcast, all other things that they have, right? And very simple stuff. Just talk to their branding. You can already tell that they're not using too many colors. Blue and black and white and blue and black and white and blue, like that. Their color is nice. You can see the buttons. The branding is done properly, right? So if you go to their store, for instance, let's see if the store is different. You can see the way it is, different categories. You can tell that Apple does proper branding, proper branding. They're using cards for a lot of things, just to showcase a whole lot of things. Um, yeah. See brands like Apple. Let's check Nike. Somebody put Adidas. What's the name? Is it Gucci? Yeah. Let's see. It shows their branding coming. This is Nike. It's almost the same as Apple. So I should select my location. Ah, Africa, only Egypt. Okay, let me buy from SA. And let's see Gucci's official website. You know. Okay, so this is Nike's website. When you get here, there's a video playing. But this is very easy to build. There's not even too much stress on this website itself. It's just cards, cards, cards. See, very simple. Shows their branding, can sign in easily. This is Gucci. Gucci's website, visiting international, shows their products for him. As you scroll up, say the Gucci, as you scroll down, the Gucci goes up. You see their products. Let me see what other brands exist that I can show. Okay, let's stop here for now. Oh, there's this website that I built. So let me see. Don't know if they're still online. But this is skincare website. This is skincare website. Just gonna wait. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead with our slide while we wait. Okay, it's open now. Yeah. This is a skincare website that I built. Makaya Ventures, made for your skin, for your natural looks, minimalistic for your face, hair, and body, and we got you covered, right? There are various brands that I built. I built something like this, Sensi.ca. I built this for a Canadian app. Just gonna show you. I used to work there. So this is Sensi.ca. I used to work there. So built a couple of brands. Yeah. So this is a productivity app and I built the websites. Minimalistic, use brand colors. You're not seeing 5 different colors. You're seeing the gradients that's on the app is also on the website. So take notes of all these things. Do you all understand that? Can we all hear me clearly? So yeah, let's continue that class. So your design, your color, your tone, they all work together to see how people to show how people to shape how people perceive your brand. All right. So website drives sales and growth. A website is also a sales and marketing tool, right? It can sell products directly, capture leads, educate visitors about services, convert traffic into paying customers, right? Unlike social media, which depends on algorithms, a website is like your own real estate. You control your customer's journey from start to finish. For example, those of you who wanted to sign up for the course, all you needed to do was to go to my domain/courses and get access to the course. It will ask you to register as a user with your username and password. After that, then you can now complete your purchase, right? And you can see there are different brands that can do that. A fashion brand can use its website to sell directly, showcase collections, and manage customers' orders. And we saw that with Gucci, the Gucci website. This is also a product, a skincare website that I've built in the past. Let me see what kind of sites can I use for sales and marketing. I think there's this academy that I built. They have a store for products. So this is a law firm that has an academy, and I built this for them. This is their courses, but they have a shop. Come in, let me see. Think there. Let me see. I've not. Did I? Okay, hold on. It should have a shop. Oh. Yeah. So you see all their products in their shops, the documentations that they have. You can purchase each of all these materials. These are selling, you can sell products, books, whatever it is you want to sell. They as a law firm, they're selling documents and all of that. So, I mean, there are other ones that I've built. Even mine, I've been able to build a store for myself. So you can literally build anything. You can use it to sell your products, whether it's skincare, and all of that. You can do that. You can also use your website to capture leads through forms and opt-ins. If you check out this on my website where it says become a an affiliate, right? I'm showing you practical so that you keep these things in mind. There's so many things your website can do. It's not just showcasing people's work. So if you click on start vetting process to become an affiliate, it takes you to the form, right? So you can fill form, and when you fill the form, I get access to the form. You can build whatever with your website, right? So you can educate visitors about your services. You can convert traffic into paying customers, like some of you guys are already paid to this course. So unlike social media, it doesn't really depend on algorithm. When you can run ads to specific pages, to specific places, you can control how things work on your website. So you can use your website to drive sales and growth for your brand. Website tells stories. Great website don't just sell, they tell a story. They show what a brand stands for, how it started, and why it exists. Storytelling through design, visuals, and copy makes visitors feel emotionally connected. A non-profit website tells the story of lives changed through their mission. I don't think I have a non-profit website, but I think there's a one we opened yesterday, which I showed you guys yesterday. Is it Creatorum now that we checked? Yeah. So this particular website, the branding, everything about it is telling a story, right? Why they started, you can see the shots, the people they've worked with. When we say creators, we don't mean content creators, we mean they can, it's engaging. You read every part of it in a short time, you find out what you're gonna get, and you find out what it's gonna cost you, why you should listen to them, all of that, and you get access, right? That's how you know that you have a good website, right? A website that tells an amazing story. Right. So every digital business needs a website. In today's world, having no website is almost like having no identity online, right? Whether it's a small business, whether you're an influencer, you're a startup, or even a personal brand, you need a website to act as your 24/7 representative. You're not going to be online 24/7. So you need something where people can go and read, people can go and learn what you do and make their decisions. Sometimes bookmark it. I think it was Enoch. Enoch has asked me for the link to register like 2 weeks ago. And I thought he wasn't going to register, and then he eventually registered. If he didn't have a website link, he probably would have forgotten. He probably would have tried to reach me. I would have seen his message late, and he would have lost interest. So it acts as your 24/7 representative. It brings visibility beyond social media. With your website, you can literally advertise everywhere, every single place, and you can create so many things with your website that people will be able to engage. It builds long-term credibility and discoverability through Google search. Every serious brand, from a local bakery to Amazon, relies on a website to stay relevant and profitable. Brands like Amazon, Tesla, all of those, they use a website to sell their products, right? So choosing a platform as a website designer. So we talked about this yesterday, but I didn't go in depth. The foundation of every website today is coding, right? Writing of code. And it's the foundation of all websites. Every website, no matter the platform, eventually runs on HTML for the structure, CSS for the design, and JavaScript for interactivity. I won't be explaining what all these things mean, right? Because I mean, you can probably just check out what HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is on YouTube, right? I to explain it for you. For website structure, and let me give a small recap. For website structure, things like your heading, your body, the body of your website, the container of your website, the heading, the titles. If you want a text to be bold, it is code that does all those things, right? So building with pure code gives you maximum flexibility and control. You can literally edit anything, any part of the website if you're doing it with code. And I used to code before, but coding takes so much time. It's time consuming and it requires strong technical knowledge, right? I started with coding. I didn't start with WordPress. I think I learned WordPress 2 years after I started building websites, right? I mean, to finish a website with coding, it's not going to take you anything less than 6 weeks if you're a very crazy person, right? It's not going to take you anything less than 6 weeks. But if you're building no code, which we're going to see later, you can literally build a website in 24 hours or in less than a week. That's the difference. But with code, you're going to write code for every single thing. Write code for body, write code for text, write code for everything. Now with CSS means cascading style sheet. It is how we bring life to our websites or to the characters or the properties of our website. So if you have a text that says this is a boy, let me just do a sample. I think if I visit CodePen, let me check CodePen. Yeah. This is for, I think this is for, yeah, you test your code and stuff. So let's say HTML. Let me add the HTML code, HTML tag, closing tag, HTML. Guys, it's been a while since I coded though. It's not been a while though. I'm currently coding some stuffs. It's been a while. What's this thing that they used to add again, Seth? Okay, so let me just add body. I'm not going to add all those head tag and the rest. So, but I'm just going to add the closing body. Uh, Inside the body, I'll add H1. H1 tag. Just pay attention. You're gonna enjoy the class, don't worry. Just pay attention. H1 tag. So in this H1 tag now, I'm going to write welcome to the Super Web Design Cohort. Can you see this? Can you see it has come out now? Are you guys paying attention? Can you see this, guys?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you can see welcome to Super Web Design Cohort. I think what do I add here now? Okay, I'm gonna add here, say strong. I want this particular super to be bold. So I'm going to close it and add strong. And it's supposed to be bold. Well, let me change it to H3. Yeah, it's supposed to be bold. Okay, so now with CSS, what CSS does is CSS makes whatever it is you're doing become have color or something. So let's see. Background, body, background color. Blue. Um, it's supposed to. Okay, I just saw that not add something. Can you see? Background color is blue. So I can say H1 color white. Yeah. And H1's color will become white. That's H. Okay, there's no H1. I'm sorry, I don't know that I changed it to H3. Yeah, see, H3's color is white. Can you see this now? So it is CSS that gives us the color, but this is the structure. I don't know if we're getting, this is the structure of a website. Now it's been long since I wrote JavaScript code, but we can always check Claude. Um, hold on. We can always check Claude. I use AI a lot, so a lot for coding. One good thing about using AI is that if you already know these things, you will be so fast in delivering results. So give me a simple JavaScript code for H1 text. So to give me a simple H1 script code. Okay. Okay. So we can run this in HTML and JavaScript. So let me just pick the code. Now there are many ways you can actually just copy. So if I can't, let me clean all these things. Let me clean all this. You can add a JavaScript code to this, and you see, hold on, yeah. So when you click change text, text is changed, text is blue. You can change text, change color, toggle size, change text, change color, like that. That's what JavaScript does. It adds, if you hover on it, it's showing it's lighter or darker. If you click on change text, it changes, things like that. It's large and text is small, toggle size, child size becomes small. It's a JavaScript code. So the behavior of elements on your website is done by JavaScript. The design, the beauty, the color, text size, all of those things done by CSS. And then the structure is HTML. So we're going to be using a lot of this soon when we are building websites, but not necessarily immediately. But we're going to be using quite a number of it as we go on. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Um, that's my slide. Okay, let's continue. So building with pure code gives maximum flexibility. You can use custom code for projects, web apps, portfolios, or learning the core of web design, right? Uh, we have what we call CMS platforms. CMS stands for Content Management System, a platform that helps you build, design, and manage websites without coding everything manually, right? So these are the most popular tools for web designers today. They provide themes, drag and drop builders, plugins ecosystem, and extra functionality, right? You can easily create blogs, portfolios, or even e-commerce without code. They balance power, flexibility, and ease of use. So we have WordPress, we have Webflow, we have Wix, we have Squarespace, right? So if we can check some of them out, we can check some of them out. We checked Webflow yesterday. We checked Webflow yesterday. We checked, we did not check Wix. Wix was one of the first I used to build a website in 2015 when I tried no code. It had just launched, and it was a very nice system. It was very confusing then, but now it's so nice to build. There's Wix, there's Webflow, there's Squarespace. So these are tools you can actually use. They're content management systems, right? You can easily drag and drop whatever characters you want. I think I have a what do you call it? I have a Webflow account. Let me see if I can log in. Let me log into my Webflow account. Wix is also very nice. You can drag whatever it is. By the time we start building, you understand what I mean by drag and drop, right? So you can drag whatever it is you want and just build anything at all, text, characters, cards, whatever it is, and build. Squarespace too is, one pages and all of that. You can use it to build. Let me see if I can log into my website. How do I sign in now? I have with Google. Let me log in with Google so that you see. I think I've built something on Webflow before. Please, if you have questions, you can drop it. Oh. Okay, so someone asked what's the difference between SaaS and CMS. So SaaS is software as a service, and it can be built with anything. It can be built with either a CMS, it can be built with no code, it can be built as a web app, right? So it's just SaaS just means software as a service. So whatever, if you have a software and you're offering it in exchange for money, it is a software as a service. CMS is content management system. It's used to build your website. It houses all your content from image to text to words, whatever that you want to use to build your website. Do you understand? So this Webflow. I think I built something in Webflow. Yeah, let me see. So with Webflow is a content management system. If you want to upload, if you want to, an example of SaaS, we have Gray.co. It's a fintech app. It's a SaaS. MailChimp, SaaS. You can transfer money, cross-border payments. It's a software used to transfer money. Same with MailChimp, right? You can use it for your email. Okay, MailChimp is a web app, but it's still software as a service. There's Instagram. Instagram allows you post and all of that. They are all software as a service. As long as you're making money, Meta, all those Facebook. Yeah, but this is a website builder. Squarespace. You can use Squarespace to build one pages, shops and all of that. So, but we are doing WordPress, right? We're going to be using WordPress to build. They are all other platforms. All right. So this is Gray. You can use Gray to send money, right? This is a software as a service. Okay, so hold on. Where were we? We're at Wix. No, we're at Webflow. I'm trying to look for my Webflow. Yeah. So I think this was a design I did in Webflow. It's still loading. Let me close all these other. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you a brief of what I mean by CMS. So for example, um, Webflow is a Webflow is a content management system where you can upload images and all of that, text, and I tried to build, I was learning how to build the Webflow. So this is an image, right? This is an image. All you need to do is come here and, okay, so let's say I want to add a new section here. I can just add a new section or a navigation bar, whatever it is. They're already pre-made tools. I can drag and drop. Let me see what I can drag and drop. I can drag and drop a section here. And if I drop a section is automatically added. And I can also drag and drop a container inside that section. Now, if I want to add images inside the section, I can come here. I can look at the images that I have uploaded, and I can just pull one and add it here. And the image will be automatically added into the space. I don't know why it's not scrolling. It's not scrolling down, but you see the image will be automatically added. I can edit the image or replace the image here. You know, this is drag and drop. I can also see exactly what I'm doing. Now, I've forgotten how to, have I forgotten how to see my code? Because in Webflow, you can also see all your code, all your website details in code format. It's been a while I use this platform, but you can see all your website details in code format, right? So that if you are using code, you can just impute your code and all of that. But this is a drag and drop. If you are building, you just build, you can add images, you can add buttons and all of that. This is a CMS platform, right? All right. So platforms, it provides drag and drop. You can use themes and plugins. Let's look at Webflow themes. Let's look at example of Webflow themes. So themes, Webflow. Let's look at webflow.com. Webflow.com has themes. It has themes. So if you go to Marketplace and you look for templates, it has templates too. You can see different templates already built by people. Some were designed in Figma and, you know, people now built them out. Remember yesterday we were talking about yesterday, we were talking about what you can do as a web designer. And I said part of what you can do as a web designer is that you can also build templates, you can also build themes, you can build plugins that people can use. I bought a plugin this year that helps on WordPress. You can only choose states and local governments. You can't choose specific areas in a particular location. But there's a guy who sells a plugin. He built this plugin that if you install it on WordPress, the plugin is able to get you the exact location that you want. And that plugin is 14,000 naira. And on his store, he has close to 3,000 orders already. So that's millions of naira, almost 50 something million of just from his plugin. So you can actually make money selling templates, selling plugins, selling resources for design. So this is somebody builds this, you know, and all of that. Somebody builds this. It's a template you can use. So you can just use this for free, like it says here, or you can try your own. But this, they have templates, they have plugins you can use for Webflow and all of that. Okay. So WordPress is best for blogs, agencies, and business sites, highly customizable. Webflow, visual control, and design freedom, professional results. Wix, beginner friendly for simple websites, maybe one pager, landing pages, and all of that. Okay. So no-code tools. So we have no-code tools like Framer, WeWeb, Bubble, and Glide. Now, CMS is still CMS, but hold on. Framer is design first, right? Perfect for sleek portfolio. You can now the difference between Framer, between CMS tools and no code. I made a mistake in this. The difference between CMS tools and no code tools is that you can connect no code tools to backend, different backend. So, for example, now on therealesimo.com, the best you can do is sign up for a course, but you cannot create BVL. You cannot connect things like storing people's data. You cannot connect to different platforms, right? So with WeWeb, if I wanted to build an e-learning platform, I can build it with WeWeb with different features, right? I can build so many things with WeWeb, with Bubble. You can build apps. I have a friend, this particular app, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. If you sign up, okay, run. Let me see. Let me check Chrome. Runner.ng, I'm coming. Just hold on. I want to open up Booker Runner. Let me check the IG page. Hold on. It's a web app that verifies, helps if you want to hire blue collar jobs, like you want to hire a mechanic, you want to hire a mechanic, you want to hire a plumber, whatever it is you want to order, you can go to bookerunner.com and you see different profiles of people. You can either sign up as a see, you can either sign up as a you can post a job or sign up as a skilled worker, right? So you see security guard, pedicurist, kitchen assistant, all of this, right, was created with, I think he uses WeWeb. I spoke to him today. I think he uses WeWeb, right? And they've been around for about 4 years or so. You can see workers, you can log in, you can see the services that they offer. This entire process, he has a verification process that allows people collect money, pay money instantly. All of that is built. This is a web app. It's not a website. It's a web app. People's details. People have lots and lots of accounts on this place. These are people's details and these are people's profiles. You can hire whoever you like for whatever it is you want to do. That's the difference between a website and a web app. See you can start registration, all of those things here on a web app. But a website just gives you information. Okay. I do hope we're making progress. All right. So you connect to backends like Xano to build full web apps. So Xano is like, instead of you having to build your own database, your own backend with custom code, you can have Xano. There's Supabase. These are platforms that you automatically just connect to, and everything works well. Also, you can build websites and web apps with AI. Now, as someone who loves AI, I'm just going to show you something. I'm coming. So there are many AI tools that I have tested and I've used to build apps. I built a fintech app with an AI tool last month, which is called, let me see. I'm just going to show you the tool that I built, but I use Lovable. So lovable.dev is one of the biggest and strongest AI tools. They're not paying me for this marketing, but it's one of the best. There's Replit. Replit helps you build apps ASAP. There's Bolts.new. Both helps you build websites and web apps too. There's now that I want to remember their name, I can't remember their name again. Emergent AI. Emergent AI. They help you build stuff. So with Lovable, let me see if I still have access to my Lovable. Yeah, I'm still logged in. So am I logged in? Yes, I'm logged in. I'm going to show you an app. I built a fintech app, which is probably launching next year. Let me show you. See me doing free marketing for my brand. So in case you see this next year, I feel like I should cut it out of this video. But yeah, so we're building a debt repayment app, right? And I built this. This is an app. This is software as a service for automatic debt repayments, right? And I built this with Lovable. Even though we are going to be custom coding now, we're going to be custom coding now for security and a lot of other features that we've added. But I was able to build this and test it with Lovable, right? And this is the app, it's live. Now, this is our website. So when you come here, you see our website, but when you want to sign up, it takes you to our app and you're able to log in and all of that. So that's different between software as a service, CMS, and all of that. So websites, you get the information of who we are. Web app, you're logging and see the app. Now, this is Emergent AI. Where's their AI? These people, okay, this Emergent AI. I'm sharing all these tools because sometimes if you're confused about what your website should look like, just go to an AI tool, ask it to build it for you, and then you get a full idea. Sometimes when I'm building something, I don't really have a full idea of what I want. So sometimes I use some of these tools, to build something. There's Replit. I'm not really a fan of Replit, right? I use both once in a while. Emergent AI, I've never tried it before, but people have like really good comments about it. But Lovable, I've spent money on this app. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this particular product, building stuff, right? So this is an idea that and you can come here and test your idea. This is an idea that I got for like a venture capitalist stuff. And I wanted to build something like a marketplace for investors. And I just came here and I told it my idea. If you see where I put it, create me a fintech app using the image above, and it created it for me, right? And I'm just gonna start building each and every one of them. So if I ask it now, say, okay, build messages, it will start to build it, right? I don't have to do nothing. I just have to tell it what to do. I just have to be able to prompt properly. We've built let me see if I can still find some that I built in Figma. So we built entire apps in Figma. We're going to go to Figma, but I don't know if any of you are in my community. There was one time a lady said she wanted to test out an idea, and I said, "Oh, bet we are gonna let me see, Figma make." And we tested out the idea. I think it was Nest. It was in Nest Quest. Yes, it was Nest Quest. Yeah. So we built this with AI. I'm not sure it's gonna open because my subscription is out. We built this with AI. Okay. So we're just gonna wait for it to load, but there's so much you can do with AI, right? So you see, it's creating everything for me, and I just have to chill. I just have to relax. And everything will be out. And now, the interesting thing about Lovable is that Lovable hosts both front end and back end. They used to be connected to Supabase, but right now you can do everything. So see, there's even suggestion, add payments page, add settings page, add analytics, all of that. You can do that in Lovable, right? Let's go back to Figma. Where was I in Figma? This was done with AI completely. Was done with AI. I think that I can't remember the code, how we viewed it now, but let me see this. There should be a link. Yeah, so I'm just gonna open this link on. Some of you were on the call with me that night when I built this. I'm just gonna open this to see if it's gonna load. Let's see. They're taking it down. So, but we had like an entire app. It was almost 2 hours of building that we had. And now the reason why this is not showing is because I've disconnected it from the host. When I start explaining hosting, you understand why. It can't pull any information from the host. So it's showing not loading, but I would have shown you an app that we built, with AI. All right, so let's forge ahead. Let's forge ahead. Okay, so let's forge ahead. Now, why WordPress? Why are we choosing WordPress? Over 40% of all the websites on the internet are built with WordPress, including major brands like CNN, TechCrunch, and even some Microsoft blogs are built with WordPress. It means that WordPress gives you access to the larger share of website industry, right? It's easy to use and clients understand it, right? It's not stressful. I mean, within the last, as of today now, I have about 3 website jobs to complete, and I'm all building all with WordPress. Some are personal brands, some are schools that I'm going to build. If you can build with WordPress, you can serve almost any client anywhere. Any client anywhere. It's easy to use, easy to start, and it's very cheap. So most people take it. To install WordPress is that you can even build WordPress offline. We're going to be doing that in class today. So you can even build it offline. So it powers 40% of the internet. It's scalable, flexible, and reliable. WordPress works for any size of project, from small personal blogs to full e-commerce stores or membership sites. You can start simple and scale up with themes, plugins, and integration. It supports all types of content from blogs, portfolios, shops, directory, courses, and more. With the right setup, it can handle thousands of users and pages differently, right? And now on WordPress, you can have, as long as you have a good host, you can have 500, 10,000 pages as you like. And it will almost cost you nothing except your hosting and your domain, right? But if you're using platforms like Webflow or Framer, I think for 500 websites or so is about, in a year, when you do the maths, it's almost 600 and something dollars every year, which is, I mean, almost a million plus if you're in Nigeria, a millionaire, right? Meanwhile, whereas WordPress is free. So as a designer, you can start with a small portfolio site and later expand it to an online course platform, right? My first website wasn't the best. I built it 5 years ago, but as I grew, I learned more stuff. I was able to grow, and I can do so much with my website. On my website, you can learn, you can buy my products, you can pay, you can become an affiliate. I'm building a membership now inside my website for students who pay money to be on a WhatsApp group. I'm building a membership for them. You can do so much on a single website, right? It's SEO friendly by design. WordPress is built to be search engine optimized from ground up. So when we are setting it up, you see why I said so. Clean code, fast loading themes, and SEO plugins like Yoast and Rank Math make it easy to rank on Google. You can easily integrate this kind of plugins, and it will be easy for people to find you. You can edit all those metadata that people use to find you, keywords, and people can find you easily on Google. Students learn to design websites that not only good, but also perform well and attract visitors organically. When you have your SEO is just visibility, and visibility brings clients bring income. So that's why we're using WordPress. It's customizable and affordable. It's open source. It's free to use. You can modify and build upon it, right? There are thousands of free and premium themes to control design and over 60,000 plugins to add functionality. So for example, I built a website for a hair brand. I have a meeting with them on Thursday. I built a website for a hair brand, and part of what they wanted was they wanted to sell in both Nigeria and Canada. But if I was going to do that, I would have to look for a custom, I would have to write the code. If I was building with code, I have to write the code. But with WordPress, I just looked for a store currency changer. That was one. Somebody had built that plugin. So I installed it. It's free. Luckily for me, it's free. But some of the features are paid. So I installed it, and currency automatically converts to Canada. If you log in from Canada, it should change to Canada. If you log in from Nigeria, it changes to Nigeria. It's plugins that power those things. And you can download plugins from many places, from WordPress stores. You can download from Envato Elements, from ThemeForest, all of that. You can download plugins, you can download themes for different things that you want to do. You can almost create any feature without paying a developer just by configuring the right plugin. But for example, my e-learning platform, the e-learning platform where you guys log in and learn, is built by TutorLMS. So let me just show you TutorLMS. There are other plugins that you can use. I'm just going to show you TutorLMS. There are other plugins you can use. Let me close all this because they used to eat space in the web. Close all the tabs. So there's TutorLMS. So in our community, you can always reach out to me to know the best plugin or tool to use. But that's after you've done your research. So you just tell me and I'll tell you which one it's best to choose. LearnDash. There's LearnDash. So for e-learning, now I've used all of this. LearnPress. Now, for all of this, my own personal review, I will go with LearnPress. But I feel TutorLMS is still superior to any e-learning plugin, right? LearnDash is nonsense for all I care. There's too much integration that you have to pay for, and it annoys me a lot, right? So companies like AltSchool use LearnDash, right? To be able to upload courses and all of that. Now, I don't know how many of you know Miva University. Miva University built its own e-learning platform, right? I'm a student of Miva, so they have their own custom coded e-learning platform. But as we are not Miva and we don't have millions of dollars, we will go and use plugin, right? Now, some of these plugins are quite expensive. Now, for LearnDash, Lenders tells you, you look at, you are paying $1,000 a year, which is outrageous, right? Or if you just want the plugin, $199. But even the integration is it's like you have to pay so much money. Tutor LMS is the same thing, it's the same thing, the same cost, but it has much more better integrations that you don't have to pay for. As long as you pay their $199, you can use it on one site. If you want to use it on 10 sites, $399, or this, if you want to use it on agency sites, it's $799, right? LearnPress is another one, and I think it's free because LearnPress doesn't cost so much. Yeah, LearnPress is free, so you can use it to monitor your site. So you can always use things like this if you're doing e-learning. There are other things. There are membership sites, there are affiliate sites. For my affiliates, I use Affiliate WP, which is almost $300 or so. So I mean, there are many plugins you can just add and it does the work. You won't have to code from scratch. That's one of the great things about WordPress, right? You can create almost any feature, from booking systems to course portals to online stores, even webinars. You can create webinars. We're currently running an ad for a client in fitness section, and she's running webinars on her website. She's not there, but we've set up the webinars to run automatically, and people watch it as if it's a live class. Then if you want to download templates, themes, like I said yesterday, elements.envato.com is a very big place for you to download themes, plugins, designs, logos, whatever it is, materials. Sometimes you can even you can get Canva templates, you can get Figma templates that you can use for your website on Envato Elements. I think I might renew my Envato Elements subscription this year, which is expiring in like 10 days. And if you want resources, I can always get them for you from here, right? Because I have a yearly subscription. So you can get, so if you come here, you can just select WordPress. Can you see? You can select WordPress and say, okay, I want something like agency website, agency. I just type agency. And it will give me templates, resources that I can use and I can choose. There are graphic templates, 3D templates, that many things you can do here. Mock-ups, sometimes your designs, you need to create the designs separate from what you already have. You can come and get design resources from here. I'm coming. Yeah. So agency, you can see these are templates. There are themes also. You can see templates and themes. Let's select plugin. So once plugin. So I want a plugin that gives me access to show my teams. I want plugin for virtual assistants that will help my customers answer questions. There's a plugin for that. I want plugin for ratings. It's there for real estate content management. It's there. Can add many real estate properties and all of that. There are so many plugins you can add on WordPress, right? That just makes it work. Just makes it work beautifully. You can add heading. There are many plugins. If you want your stores to show out of stock, you have a plugin that you can purchase from these platforms. I hope we're getting it. Okay. So it has a massive community for learning many things on WordPress. I mean, I've learned how to do so many things on WordPress. If you get stuck, there's a tutorial, a YouTube video, or a group like our own alumni group that's ready to help you. You're never really working alone because the ecosystem for WordPress is large. They've been around for more than 20 years and they're powering over 890 million websites globally. So there's so much. People are dropping updates every single day. You have regular updates, security patches, and tools ensure the platform stays modern and secure. So using WordPress is an amazing thing, and you're going to get so much. You can build anything with WordPress, right? So it's ideal for freelancers and agencies. Clients trust website. Most businesses already use it or are looking for affordable designers who can build it. Now, this is the interesting thing about when you are using WordPress to build. It's easy for you to work on many projects because especially in Nigeria, people are not going to pay you $10,000 for one website. If you're not many companies, if you rate the amount of companies that can do that comfortably in Nigeria, inside 1 million, maybe they're like five There are not a lot that can pay $10,000 for a website. But a lot of people who can pay 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 for a website. Now, if you know how to package yourself, which you'll be learning at the later part of the course, maybe day 20, day 25, on how to sell yourself, you can get clients who are paying you 200K, get 5 websites in a month. You have 5 websites you built in a year, and you have 1 million naira to yourself, right? And instead of you having to struggle to get Webflow jobs and or maybe even WordPress, and then you're charging the clients $1,000 is not consistent. They cannot put you on retainership because money is expensive, all of that. So using WordPress, most businesses are using it. It's affordable, and anybody can actually learn it, right? It allows you to work faster, charge better, and deliver scalable results without reinventing the wheel. There are so many resources to help you. You don't have to do things from scratch. You can build full websites in hours, not weeks, especially with builders like Elementor, WP Bakery, or even Divi. Although for this course, we're going to be using Elementor. I personally don't like WP Bakery. It's nice. Sometimes I use it to build for clients that insist that I have to use it, but I don't like it, right? So there's a website I worked with somebody to somebody was building. I know the person who built it. Hey, okay, yes, Getfish. This website was built with WP Bakery. It's a software as a service. It helps saloon owners build their own color palette for their hairs, color tones, and all of that. It's a software that just helps you pick the right color for your salon, your products in your salon, like your hairs and stuff, right? So, and this was built with WP. It was built on WordPress with WP Bakery, right? But their software is custom code. So their website is built with WordPress, WP Bakery. There's a theme called Salient Theme that they use to build their website. So it's a very nice website like that. So yeah, that being said, WordPress lets you start any faster. You spend more time creating, less time coding, right? And you're able to deliver 4 websites in a month. If you're earning 250K per website, that means if you deliver 4 websites in a month, let's say you're even lazy, you build 4 websites every month. That's 1 million naira per month, and you're going to be doing fine, right? And you'll be getting those jobs because there are businesses that want to sell. There are people who want to launch their courses. There are people who need sales pages. There are people who need school websites. There are people who need fashion websites to sell their fashion products, sell their books, sell their courses, sell their solar panels, lots and lots of stuff. So you can build that. There are some that want to be getting leads, generating leads. I want to host webinars. You can build for so many people. It's ideal for freelancers and agencies, right? It integrates with more modern tools like email marketing systems. Now, for example, most of you paid via Seller, but if you want to pay me, if you want to go and take the course now, without the coupon code, you are going to pay via Paystack. So you can integrate with Paystack, Stripe, PayPal, Klarna, lots of payments, what do you call it, tools or platforms you can connect it. You can connect with learning management systems, LMS, like I've shown you. You can connect with automation tools. You can connect with email marketing tools, Mailchimp, MailerLite, ConvertKit, all of that. It makes your website powerful. Makes your website powerful. You can almost collect anything, right? It's an amazing platform. So I want you to know that this is why we are using WordPress. We're not just using WordPress because, oh, it's the only thing available. No, it's used by most people and it has most resources. It's easy to build. You can become a web designer in a short time just by building with WordPress. All right, so let's see web apps versus websites. A website is an informational platform primarily used to display content, text, images, videos, and information. Company websites, portfolios, blogs, and news platforms. Often one-way communication. Visitors just consume information. But a web app is interactive. It's built for user interaction and functionality, not just reading. Users can log in, post content, or perform action like buying, chatting, and creating, like Facebook, Gmail, Canva, Notion. They are web apps, right? It's a two-way street. You can do so much on them. But website is just for information purposes. Why beginners should start with websites? Websites teach more core design structure and content flow. You learn visual hierarchy, UI UX basics, hosting fundamentals. Web apps require strong backend logic and database, so you need to know how to code very well, right? But learn how to build websites first. It's easier to earn your first clients by building simple websites before scaling to apps. So all right. So I hope we're all getting this. Let's move to domains. Your domain is your website address on the internet, like timothy.com, tola.com, temu.com, jumia.com. That's your domain name. It's what people type to find your website. It's like your house address online. Your behind the scenes, the domain connects your hosting server where your site files actually live. So we're still going to talk about hosting, but for us to say www.temu.com, your domain is what gives us that access. So once we type the domain, at the back end, the domain will try to connect to your name server and then connect to your host and then pull in all the things. So everything we've built, everything we've designed will now come out. But without the domain name, you cannot access it, right? Your domain structure, we have your top level domain, which is the .com. You can either select whether you want to use .com, .org, .ng, .co, .ca, .ai, .net, whatever you want to use that is available. You have second level domain, which is your name. So when you are choosing your domain, you have to first make a decision what you want your top level domain to be. Is it .com, .co, .org? Churches, if you look at the first website I sent you, the Treasure House, it's .org. It's a church, so most churches use organization, which is .org. I use .com, which is commercial, and .ng is a city-based domain, top-level domain for Nigeria. .co is used by corporations, .net for networks, like that. So there are different top-level domains. But then your second-level domain, which matches with your what do you call it? Your top-level domain is your name. So Funke, Temu, Tolani, all of that .com. The name before the .com is your second level. And then some domains also include subdomains. So if I host a website, for instance, that's okay, for example, I told you guys this website called Mida, right? So use mida.com. This is the domain. But then there's a subdomain that you use to access our app, which is app.usemida. So it's whatever you name it, the main domain, and then it takes you to a different place. Do you understand, guys? So that's the difference between a domain and a subdomain. Hold on. Okay. Are we getting that? And we're going to learn about subdomain now. So types of domain extensions. I told you about top-level domain, so I'm going to explain it now. You see .com, .net, .org is most popular and it's most trusted. If you use this .com, .net, .org, it's global. Many people use it. .co. For countries, you have .ng. So you see funke.ng. You have .uk, .ca. UK is for United Kingdom, NG is for Nigeria, CA is for Canada. There are other countries with their different country codes. Sometimes when you have your country code, another person cannot really log into your website like that because they are not in that country, depending on how you set it. Now, for some people, they prefer to do it based on what you are doing. So an e-commerce store can say .store. An AI company can say lovable.ai. Lovable is lovable.dev. So some people is .ai. Some set of people .design, depending on what they are doing. So understand these domain extensions. Do you want to go with a global one, a country one, or a niche one? Country specific, industry specific, or the most popular ones that we use. Okay, so why good domain name matters? It's brandable, easy to remember and connects your identity. Don't go and open a domain name that says ekele Nnamdi at .com. Nobody's typing that amount of letters just to access your website, unless it's a link. Nobody's typing that amount of letters. So you need to be able to have very short domain names, short and clear domain names. Don't put confusing words. My website is the real SMO. Simple, right? I have a company account, a company, etivio.co, zane.co, very short stuff, jumia.com, gg.com.ng, which is country specific, right? For SEO sake, let your keywords show. So what are you doing? Are you a salesperson? Put those things at different parts of your website. And then for professionalism, if I said the real SMO or I said nnamdiobi.com, it shows that, okay, this person is talking about their personal brand. For some, I send my website or my company website, smodigitals.com. All of that shows up. So when you are picking a website, don't go and pick mylovelynamdi.com. That sounds weird. And when you are sending it to a client, the client is going to think you are playing. So for professionalism's sake, for SEO, make it short and clear, make it brandable. This is why a good domain name matters. All right, let's go ahead. So what's a subdomain? A subdomain is an extension of your main domain. I already explained that, where you have whatever, something dot your website. So you have blog dot your website. Maybe you want your blogs to be on a completely different host, or to have completely different login and all of that. You can say, okay, let's create a subdomain. It's same with your shop. You can do the same, or you can put everything in one place. So, but if you want it to connect differently, it can be student dot. If you see gray, for instance, let me show you. Let me show you something. If you see gray, gray.co. If you open Gray and you click on login, it will take you to app.gray.co, because when they were building it, this is just their website. I'm sure maybe they built this with something very nice, no code. But when you click no, say it takes you to a different domain, say app.gray.co, right? Because this is the domain is connecting probably to a different host or to something else, right? That has all the details of their website. Okay. Hope we're getting it. In simple terms, it's like a separate house on the same land, still part of your main domain, but serving a different purpose. Types of domain extensions. For blog sections, you can say blog.company is mostly for content marketing, e-commerce, localization, ng.website.com, us.website.com. All those, you say, okay, you want your Nigerian users to come to NG, your America. If you check the Gucci website that we sent, you see when I selected South Africa, it said /ZA. Gucci, za.gucci.com is for South Africa, right? For dashboards, app.website.com, so app.gray.com. Community websites, you can also do the exact same thing. So know the different types of domain extensions that, you can use for yourself. You can, when to use subdomain, where you want a clear separation between parts of your website. So you want the blog, the apps, or the learning section to be completely different so that you can easily manage it. You can do that via, you can use the subdomain. When managing different audiences or regions, you're building for 5 different countries, it's always nice to have a subdomain. When a part of your website needs its own CMS, so you can design, you want it completely different from the rest, you can do a subdomain. When to avoid subdomain, if your site is small and still growing, use subfolders, just use pages, don't use subdomain. When you want all your content to rank together for SEO, don't use subdomain. Just do the normal thing. When it makes navigation confusing for users, when users are seeing app.website and then they are seeing website.com, it can be very confusing. So it's not every time you use subdomains, or unless it's very critical. I hope we're getting something. Yeah. Now let's talk about hosting. Hosting is the online server space where your website files, images, everything are stored. We're going to be seeing cPanel this evening, but I just want to show you what host is. Your host is where everything is. Everything you are building in your website is going to be on your host. When someone visits your domain, their browser connects you to their hosting server to fetch and display your site. Without a host, nothing will show. Your website can never be visible on the internet without a host, ever. So your host is like, your domain is like your house address. Your host is like the land where your house is. Without the land, your address points to nothing, right? If there's no building there, there's no land there, nothing at all, you cannot say I live here. You cannot put an address on an empty land, or a land that does not exist. So your hosting is where all your details lie. We have different types of hosting. We have shared hosting, multiple websites that share the same server. I use shared hosting, and I advise you to use shared hosting if you are just starting. So there are multiple websites, different people, but they are using the same server, the same CPU, the same. Okay, let me put it like this. When you're installing WordPress on your computer, your computer is a local host. So everything is going to be on your computer. It's going to be using your computer CPU, your computer's RAM, your computer speed, all of that to load your WordPress on your computer. But since it's online, they also have these servers in their own companies like Namecheap, Hostinger. They have these servers. So you are just cutting, you are paying for a share of it. VPS is a dedicated portion of a larger server they give to you so that you can do whatever. You can add more images, add more tools, add more resources on it. Dedicated is a full server just for you. You buy the full server, everything is your own. You do it what you want. You can share with people or not if you like. Then cloud hosting is your site is stored across multiple servers, ensuring speed on the cloud, right? So if you are just starting, shared hosting. If you are trying to grow a business, use VPS. If you have very high traffic, like maybe you are a crypto company, you have a cryptocurrency app, please use dedicated hosting. And therefore, scalable projects and modern apps, also like crypto apps, bank apps, all of that, you can use cloud hosting depending on what you want. All right, so WordPress hosting versus standard hosting. We have what we call WordPress hosting. It's built for WordPress, specifically for WordPress, and you can only use it for WordPress, right? You can add no code stuff. You can upload codes and all of that to WordPress hosting. But standard hosting, you install and manage everything yourself. Many providers offer one-click WordPress installation. So when you're purchasing your hosting, you get a standard hosting. Let me show you guys how to purchase hosting. We can do that here. I use Namecheap. So these are web domain and hosting companies. Somebody should type in the comment section, let's buy domain. Let's see if we can purchase domain for them. What domain would you like? Let's check for availability. Let's check for your availability. All right, so when you want to get a host, these are things to look out for. Uptime guarantee, so that they don't shut down. What's their uptime guarantee? Hope their servers are going to be online all the time. If not, people can visit your website at critical times and not get access to your website because the server is down. Hope it has speed. There are security tools like SSL. There's support. Now, I chose Namecheap because this is the most important thing for me, support. Because there are sometimes I can handle some of these things. I can tell my customers to hold on while maintenance and all of that. I can do stuff fast, but sometimes there are things I can't do and I don't understand. I need to speak to support. Their support response time is like 5 seconds, right? If you can test it right now, I'm going to log in, I will test it. So scalability, easy to upgrade as you know, as you grow. So with sometimes when your website backend is full, you can always reach out to them and they will upgrade. So let's look for somebody say phoenixdigital.com. Okay. So let's go to Namecheap and search for it. Phoenixdigital.com. Let's see if it's available. It's still loading. I'm going to try to log in my own account. I have multiple clients' websites on my own account. Um, okay. Sorry, the screen is going to go off for 2 seconds. Just hold on. I'm trying to input my password, so just hold on. Hold on so that I can input my password. Okay, so I've already done that. So I want to add OTP because it's requesting for OTP. There's two-factor authentication. So whenever you have a hosting account, if you register a hosting account, please always put OTP because I've been hacked before, and I lost 10 clients instantly. So don't ever go through that in your life. Whatever it is you are doing, always add your two-factor authentication. Very, very important. So I'm just going to add. Okay, so I'm logged in now. This is my host. This is my own host account, and I have many websites on it. Many websites on it. Okay, so we checked for this website. See, your website has been taken, right? You can try and purchase it. The person will bill you, but this website domain does not exist. But you can get other domains like .to, .digital, .design, .fit, .inc, .xyz. This is $1,000. You can get .space for $1, less than $1. So yeah, lots and lots of social. So this is my own account, right? My own domain. So I'm just gonna go to where's Travels hosting list, and you can see my own host. I'm using a shared hosting. So if I come here today and I just have to select shared hosting, you can choose WordPress hosting, but you see all the hostings that we have. I should share hosting, shared hosting, and I can purchase hosting. I always advise use the Stellar Plus if you're buying, because it has unlimited space, unlimited mailboxes, it has auto backup, and AI website builders. Always choose this one from Namecheap. I use Namecheap every time. I use Namecheap. I don't play with Namecheap. It's Namecheap or nothing, right? So we are going to test their support. So let's test their support. Let's go down to live chats. So I'm going to scroll down to live chats. Where are down? Yeah, this is live chat. So if I click on live chat, yeah, a chat box will open, and I'm just gonna send a message and say, I am struggling to upload images. Now their AI will answer me first, like almost instantly. Suzy Q. Yeah, I don't log in. I need someone technical to help fix my PHP. So I'm just gonna wait. Um, we can wait. The AI is reading the message to see if it can find me somebody, but we're gonna hear the sound. But let's move on. The response time is almost instant, right? I'm already logged in, so yeah. Could you please clarify we're trying to upload images? I have exceeded my limit. Technical person. So this AI has seen everything and is asking me questions, but I want somebody, this is the AI. I need somebody to respond to me, and somebody will join the chat. But while we're waiting for that person to join the chat, let's move on with our class. Okay. All right. Okay, I think somebody has responded. Thank you. Yes, file upload size. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, so this is how everything works. When you have a user or anybody at all clicks on your domain name server, your domain connects to your name server and then connects to your host and shows your website, right? This is how a website works. This is everything that goes on for you to come when you visit a website to when you actually see the contents of that website. So let's check Namecheap. Um, Thank you for clarifying. You do know if you are using cPanel. I'm using cPanel. Okay, I'm using cPanel host. Uh, yes, I'm using cPanel hosting. Yes. Yes, I'm using cPanel host. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, best platforms for domain and hosting. Why choosing the right platform matters. A good provider ensures your website is fast, secure, and always online. Choosing the wrong one can lead to downtime, slow loading, or poor support. Think of your hosting company as your landlord. You need one that is reliable. If something spoils on your website, who will respond to you very fast? Let's see. See, somebody has responded. So when did we text? I dropped this message. My message was 8:24 and they responded 8:27. So three minutes max, right? And it says, hold on, let me go through it. Instant response, right? I chose them because that for me, these are the best when it comes to responding, right? It's almost instant. Okay, so we've seen that. Now, these are Nigerian-based website providers. While I don't want to speak bad about them, I've used them just once, each and every one of them just once, and they all hurt my feelings. QServer takes too long to respond and all of that. Wogo hosts, never again, right? TrueHost is trying, sha. If you want to get Nigerian domain names and all of that, try all this .ng, .ng.co, all of those. You can get it from these Nigerian brands, right? Wogo host, TrueHost, QServers. You can't get .ng from Namecheap, but you can get from these guys, right? Namecheap, Bluehost, Hostinger are global. They are global providers, right? Bluehost includes free domain when you buy hosting. And Hostinger is excellent for WordPress projects. Yes, I built the academy, the law firm academy with Hostinger. So it's really, really amazing where you can buy your domain and hosting, right? All right. How to evaluate a hosting provider: uptime, speed, support, reviews, and scalability. These are things you should look out for when you want to choose a host. I recommend Namecheap. If you don't like Namecheap, I recommend Hostinger. These are amazing platforms you can use to build. Okay, so let's install WordPress locally. These are the steps. You can take a screenshot and then or pause the video and check it out later. So like I said, we need to download XAMPP. You also need to download WordPress, and you install XAMPP, you zip it, and add it to HTDoc. So I'm just going to share my screen, and we're going to do it together. Okay, so let me pull up my. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my desktop. I've already installed XAMPP, and I've installed XAMPP and WordPress. I already downloaded WordPress, so I already sent you guys the link to download. So if you don't have the link, if you cannot see the link, I want you to visit Apache, apachefriends.org to download XAMPP, and then just go to WordPress.org to download WordPress. Once these two open, when you get Word, just click on Get WordPress, and it will take you to download. So once you download this, that's all you need. And XAMPP, you need XAMPP for your database back end. So you download whatever it is which one. If you're using an Apple, download for iOS. And if you're using Linux operating system, just download for the one that you need. So I've downloaded these two. So let's go back to my desktop. So this is WordPress. I'm just going to unzip this, which is already here. Hold on. This is it already. So I'm just going to copy this. Now I'm going to go to my Windows are my main hard drive, right? So which is your local disk. Now look for XAMPP. I'll click on XAMPP, and I'll look for HTDocs. And this is HTDocs, right? Inside HTDocs, just paste that WordPress there. It's pasting. Let's wait for it to paste. So let's see who are we going to use now to put this one. Let's name it Techie Pulse. So we're going to rename it. So once you move that WordPress to HTDocs, you open XAMPP. This is XAMPP. This is what XAMPP looks like. You can stop it and start it, right? So you click on Apache and MySQL for your database. So these two, don't forget, Apache and MySQL, click on it. Apache, MySQL, click on Start, right? Now, once that is on, this is the WordPress we just added. All you need to do is rename it. So let's rename it to Techie Pulse. Now, hold that Techie Pulse name, right? You're going to need it for your backend. So if I click on Techie, okay, so I've named it Techie Pulse. Now let's go and create our backend, our database, right? Hold on. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on admin, and it's going to open localhost/phpMyAdmin, right? And I'm going to create a new database. Oh, I have it open somewhere else. Hold on. I have it open somewhere else, so I'm just going to close it. Let me close this entire thing. Let me reload it. I think my XAMPP is having issues. Hold on. Let me check. So these are the, see, okay, see, it was off. So I'm just going to start it again and click on admin. Now it's going to load properly. You see this? It has loaded. All you need to do is click on new and then add your database name. Our database name is TechiePulse, right? And I'm going to click on create. That's all you need to do here, right? Now, you now need to go to localhost slash TechiePulse. I need to open WordPress installation for you. You see? Very easy. And all you select the language you want. I speak English, so I'm just going to continue. It's going to tell you that hope you have these details. And I say let's go. Click on let's go. For your database name, it's called TechiePulse. Don't forget your username, you use root. You leave the password empty, and because XAMPP doesn't really have all those, you need password. So you run the installation. Now you can name your site whatever, TechiePulse Lady. Okay. Our username admin. I like to name my username admin. For my password, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very weak, so confirm weak password. But always make sure you're putting strong password. So don't put a weak password, put a strong password, right? So in case I cannot log in my username, I log in with this email, right? zane.co@gmail.com, and I click on install WordPress, and it starts to install WordPress. So anytime you want to come back and work on your website, just click on login. Anytime you want to come back and work on your website, all you need to do is turn on Zap, open XAMPP, turn on Apache, turn on SQL, and you go to this your link here, and you're able to access your website. So I'm just going to say admin, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I log in, and boom, we have our WordPress account. Why are you taking time? Yeah. See, you have installed WordPress on your computer. You can do anything. Like it's the same thing as having WordPress online, right? It's the same thing. You can install it on your computer. Very easy. Takes less than 10 minutes to do. Right. So we've been able to install WordPress. Okay. So these are the steps. These are the steps. Make sure you take a screenshot and you are good to go. All right. So now, basic WordPress settings. This defines how your website behaves, how it's displayed, and how users interact with it. Ignoring these steps often leads to issues later, like wrong time zones, ugly URLs, or spammy comments. So I'm just going to walk you through. Permalinks. When you want to get to permalinks, we're just going to go to this is permalinks. Go to settings, right? And you see permalinks. Now, this is how your website link shows. Now, for this is showing plus date. This is how my website link shows. And I don't want my website link to show day and name. I want my website to just show where I am at the moment. So I click on this. I want it to show post name. Always let your website show post name. So TechPulse as whatever. Okay, let me just show an example. If we create pages, for instance, now, let's create a new page. Let's call this new page Lizzie, right? And we click on publish. Let's view this page. It's showing TechiePulse Lizzie. Okay, it's already showing post name as its default. Let's go back. I already set it as post name, right? Now, if I set it as plain, let me update. So you see what I'm saying? Let's refresh this. It will even show because it's no longer like this. But let's go back. Let's go back and let's view it. See, it's going to show TechiePaws page ID. Now, this is weird because sometimes even you are looking for your website, you can't find it. Cannot find your website. So always leave your permalinks as post name. As post name. Let's save changes. Now, when we save changes, if we click on open page name, it's going to be different. It's going to show us Lizzie. Can you see that? So your permalinks is how your website shows on your browser structure, your browser link. Always change your permalink to look nice so that doesn't look weird, right? Cleaner URL helps your SEO and professional appearance. They're like street names for your web pages that helps people navigate, or Google to navigate through your website. Then we have discussion settings. If you're not running a blog, you may want to disable comments completely because you can, I just deleted 5,000. I didn't turn off this comments thing on my own personal website. And I discovered that I had almost 5,000 plus comments. I had to delete them and it was very stressful. But thank God for a plugin and I was able to delete all the comments. But having 5,000 comments on your website can slow your website down. So comments must be manually approved, hold a comment. These are things that happen at the discussion. So if we go to discussion, you click on discussion settings, it will ask you what's your default post settings. Attempt to notify any blogs linked to this post, allow links, notification from other blogs, allow this. Now, other comment center, comment author must fill out name and email. Users must be registered and logged into comment here. You must register in my account. So if there's no place for you to register, you can't even comment. I'm going to disable threaded or nested comments. Show comment cookies in checkbox. No. Break comments into pages. I'm not clicking that. Anyone can post a comment. Nope. A comment is held for moderation. Yes. Comment must be manually approved. Yes. So you can check what is most important to you. Hold a comment in the queue if it contains 2 or more links or 1 or more links. How is your image supposed to appear? Like this or blank, or you can use different defaults that WordPress provides. And I'm just going to save. Next thing we want to look at is your user roles. When you are building websites, sometimes you want to give your staff to work. You don't have to give them full control. You can make them editors. They can edit other contents on the website. You can make them an author if you are running a blog just to write posts. They won't be able to delete and do any other thing in the website. They'll just be able to publish posts. Contributors can write but not publish. So just write and leave it there as draft. And you can come and upload it yourself. And subscribers only read only. They only see what you want them to see. So know the roles that are on WordPress and know which one. So never give admin access to everyone. Limit access to protect your website. Sometimes when I want to work with some clients, they give me editor access. Sometimes it's blog I'm supposed to upload updates. They give me author access. But unless I build the site myself, I never get admin access. And that's always the best thing. It allows multiple users with different permission levels. So no different permission levels. And here you can come to users and yeah, so see, I'm an admin here. This is my username, admin. I can, if you edit this, let's say there are 10 people. If you edit this, you can change who I am. Where is it? Yeah, hold on. Okay, this is local. Hold on. No, it's still supposed to show. I can add my name here. Oh, sorry, it's not my website. Lizzie. Hola. If I had maybe like a team or an e-learning platform, let me use mine. And show you. So the real SMO.com/WP admin. Let me use mine to show you. Hope you guys are enjoying the class. Those of you who are watching later on next year, 2026, I hope you're enjoying the course. It's an amazing time. We're learning. We'll soon be done with this part. Okay. So if you come down to users on my website, let's look for Elizabeth. You can see all the users on my website. I can see everything, the backend. So I can see who you are. Let's see, Lord Shemzi, edit. So because I have many tools assigned on my website, I can either make him a subscriber, a shop manager, a customer, a contributor, an author, an editor, or admin, or I can completely remove him from the site. My choice. So whatever it is, he's a subscriber now because he bought a course. He's taking a course. Your username is Loshemzi. So if I wanted to change your password, I can easily just send you. I can set a new password. Your old password won't work. You have to ask me for it. I can send you a reset link. Or I can log you out of the website completely. This is why it's important to always have your backend and not share your admin password so that people don't just log into your website and do whatever it is they like. All right. Security basics. Why security matters? WordPress powers over 40% of all websites, making it a major target for hackers. A weak website, a weak password, or outdated plugin can expose your site to risk. Website security is protecting your data, your visitors, and your reputation. There's a crypto company this year that had security issues and lost $1.5 billion. It was a complete mess. If they had fixed their security on time, they would have saved $1.5 billion. I have lost clients' websites and it has affected my reputation before because those clients are like, how did you get hacked? And I found out that I was using password that everybody knows, right? So prevention is easier and cheaper than fixing a hacked site, I promise you. So think of it like locking your shop every night. Your website needs the same protection. The same way you don't leave your house and not lock door, your website needs that same protection. Use strong passwords and limit admin access. Always create long, complex passwords, right? My passwords have numbers, hashtag, dots, it has question marks, percentage on all of it. At least whatever thing you want to use to crack it, it'll be hard for you to crack it, right? Avoid using simple websites like admin12, passwords like admin123 or Timmy011, or it's easily hacked. There's a guy a client transferred a website from somebody, a different designer to me, and the password was the client's domain name 123. And I'm like, this is the kind of thing that put people in trouble. Don't do that. Create only one admin user. Other team members should be editors or authors, not admins. Consider using a password manager or storing your password offline. I have a Google Drive where all my passwords are, right? So very important. Regular backups. Always back up your website. I use Jetpack to back up my website. It's real time. And if your website gets lost or something happens to your website, you can just go to Jetpack and reinstall your website from scratch. Everything will be back to normal. Sometimes when I use a theme, when I couldn't afford themes, I'll use a cracked theme and somebody gains access to my website. All I need to do is to delete this one and then go back to before I install that cracked theme on my backup. Do you understand? So I go back months before I install that theme and I'll stop having issues. So backup save your site files and database, allowing you to restore it anytime, right? You can schedule automatic backups at least once a week as a web designer and store backups offsite. So sometimes you can just download your entire website. I moved the website that I moved from a different designer to myself. I had the back end of the website. So when they gave me access, I downloaded the entire website. So they forgot to do a backup, and when they moved, everything disconnected. But they did not panic, right? I told everybody not to panic. I already have a backup. I was thinking ahead. So backups are like saving your phone contacts to the cloud. If you lose your phone, you still have your data. All right. Install SSL certificates. Now, SSL encrypts the communication between your website and visitor. Have you ever visited a website before and you saw not secure on that website? It means it does not have SSL. SSL is like secure, it's like encryption between websites and your visitors. It is what keeps you safe from people being able to penetrate your website, or even installing stuff on your website that will affect visitors, right? So it changes your website from HTTP to HTTPS. The S in that HTTP is for SSL. So you can tell a website that is safe and a website that is not safe based on the SSL that is installed. So anytime you see a site that just has HTTP, it's not safe to enter. They don't have security. But if you see S, you know that the site is secure. Most hosts give you free SSL, right? SSL helps with SEO ranking and build trust with users. Google is not going to pick a website that is not safe because it does not want to endanger users. So always, we'll see how to install SSL as we move on when we want to install WordPress on our cPanel. So I think we're going to have to stop here though. So for bonus security plugins, I use WordFence Security against malware attacks. So sometimes people can install stuff they can install a plugin on your website, and anytime people visit your website, they're going somewhere. I remember back in 2022, someone got access to my website, installed a malware, and anytime you click on my website, it takes you to Binance, but it is not the original Binance. It looks like Binance. And if you enter your Binance password, I'm sorry for you, all your crypto is gone, right? So those kind of things, I had to use WordFence. If you like, try and attack my website, brute force attack, you are wasting your time. If you log into my website, I will see I'm getting real-time updates when you log into my website, or whatever it is you do, you comment, you enroll as a student, I'll get live updates. Let me show you what I mean. If you go to my mail, I'm sure I've gotten updates in the last 20 minutes. Even clients' websites that I built, I install WordFence and I get access. See, this website, I built it, I got access. They are telling me to change something. These are websites, lifetime access, what do you call it? Response. Look at all the websites. See, I accessed this website today. I'm getting updates from WordFence, right? WordFence alert. So it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you watching. It monitors for malwares, monitors for attacks on your website, right? Then there's a plugin called Limit Login Attempts. It prevents brute force attacks. So some people, they have tools and that they can use to plug to your website, and it will try like 20 million passwords in like 3 minutes. So things like this, no matter how many million they try, it will not allow them enter, right? So there's iTeam Security, simplifies multiple protection layers in one. So it can block, if they get access, it can take them out, keeps blocking them and all of that. A secure website isn't about local, it's about discipline. Strong passwords, regular backups, timely updates, and SSL certificates are your first defense. Don't think that because you have a website, it cannot be hacked. Let me tell you something. Do you know that if people collect money from your website, let me check. I can, if I was a hacker and I hacked your website and I know that you have high traffic and you are selling stuff, all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my Paystack APIs to your website. Customers will be paying. You'll be seeing that you are actually getting sales on your website, but the money is entering my Paystack account. And I can make millions before you even notice. Maybe you're going to notice and say, oh, I'm not seeing the money. I'm not getting a lot from my Paystack. If you are not fast enough, if I'm able to remove it, withdraw my money, disconnect, it will be hard before they will catch me, but it'll be hard before they trace me and collect your money. By that time, I've taken millions out of your account. So it's I can even delete that API and create a new one, so it will be difficult for them to track me. So always put security, especially if money is being exchanged on your website. Especially if money is being exchanged on your website. Very, very, very important. Okay, so I think we'll be stopping here for tonight. Okay, let's install cPanel on Livehost. Somebody asked me if one of the students asked if we're going to install WordPress online. So there's what we call cPanel, control panel. When you buy your host gives you access to your control panel. Your control panel is where everything is, your file manager, your emails, all of that will be hosted. That's where the server, it's like a folder. On my system now, if you go to HT Docs, you have everything. You have all the files there. The same thing with cPanel. You have everything there. You get it can be accessed on your computer by it can be accessed on the internet by anyone. You can update real life clients websites there, and you can connect your domain and hosting. You can back up. You can install your SSL ASAP and put strong password. So this is the last thing we're going to do before we head out of the class. I'm going to look for, hold on. Okay. So I'm just going to go to my Namecheap account. Where is it? I'm going to go to dashboard. You can open your domain, your cPanel account, your control panel account by just clicking your domain/cPanel. But I like to go from here. My hosting list. So I have this particular host, Dravos. I use this to test out templates and all. So it's going to redirect me to cPanel. Yeah. So this is cPanel. I'm going to explain cPanel tomorrow, but let me explain one or two things before we go ahead. There's what we call cPanel installers, like Soft Aculos. It saves time. You don't have to create your database manually. You don't have to do everything that we did manually. You just have to click install WordPress, put your name, and that's all. It will create your access instantly, right? I'll show you how to install it right now, but these are the steps. Always note your credentials, your username and password, and treat the live site carefully. Mistakes can actually affect real users. This is where we're going to stop for tonight. So let me go outside and install. Now, let's check domains. Let me see how many domains I have here. I'm going to try and create a subdomain. Hold on. So on this account, I have about 5 domains installed here. Elizabeth, this was for you. So let me create a subdomain. And I'm just going to say test.dravos.com. Yeah. So I'm going to submit, and it's going to create a subdomain for me. I need the subdomain to install WordPress. Do you understand? I'm already on my host, but I need to create a subdomain. I already have a domain. The domain is dravos.co, but I need a subdomain. My subdomain is test.dravos.co. So it says you've successfully created a new test domain. So let's go. Tools. You can name your subdomain anything. So let me check my SSL first. Remember to always have your SSL. I'm going to go to, if you bought your SSL, if you bought your domain on Namecheap, you can easily install with Namecheap. You ask you to install. But if not, there's a file it will give you to install manually, right? So, but I bought mine with Namecheap, so it's signing me in. Then I'm going to go to Soft Aculos app installer. This is an app installer to help you install many things. Install WordPress. So let me see. Yeah. So this is my installed via Namecheap. So you see, my test.dravos.co is in progress. It's a pending distance. So let me see. It takes about 5 to 25 minutes to finish installing SSL. Right? This is going to take a while, but I'm just going to proceed. Now, when you get to Soft Aculos, you are looking for WordPress. Now, there are other apps like Abante Cart. If you are doing codes you want to build specially for e-commerce, there are different things you can install, but we're not dealing with any of these things now. So we're only dealing with WordPress. All you need to do is click on install. When you click on install, it shows you the version. Now you can reduce the version of your website depending on on the one you want, but I always leave my own as the current WordPress because some of the plugins are updated for this one. Now, let's see. I want to explain something to you. Now, if we select https://dravos.co, remember our domain name is not dravos.co. Our domain name is test.dravos.co. So if you click on test.dravos.co and we click, it will not let us because an SSL has not been installed yet. But let's see if we can make this fast. It's going to take another 25 minutes. So what we can do is click on HTTP if we want to proceed. So it's not installed yet. We can wait, but you can select. If you have SSL, you do HTTPS. If you don't have SSL, you put HTTP, and see if I click it will not give me any error, right? I want to keep checking this because I genuinely want this to install ASAP. But it's going to take time. So now you can come to your site settings, your name. Let's say testing with students. This is what you are going to see here. You know, anytime you open a website, you're always seeing something here. Is this your site's name? That's what you're going to be seeing here. And I say, okay, my test website, right? So my admin, let me leave this as admin or admin test. And let's copy this password out and save it somewhere else. I want to save it offline. I'm going to save it here. I'm going to save my password here. And I'm going to change this mail to my official mail, my company official mail. So you can add your mail, but always add these details, right? The funny thing is that you can, because you can see the password, if you try to log in now, you can actually log in, right? So, but this is just for our test. I wouldn't do that if it's a real, whatever, real project. Now, I like to install my plugins manually, but they give you suggestions. So I will just turn off all these suggestions and finally install, add my mail, zane.co@gmail.com. Let's see if this thing has finished installing so that we can select. It's still taking time. Okay, so we selected HTTP and now we click on install. Instantly, it starts to install. It takes less than 1 minute actually. If you have good network, it has installed. All you need to do is go to http test.dravos.co/wp-admin and you are there. Your website is reload. So you see, because we don't have SSL, it says not secure. Can you see? It says not secure. Now we have WordPress. So you can use this online. You can use this online. So you can say, okay, users, we can come to where we settings and switch your permalinks and all of that. Set your permalinks to the right thing. See, set it to posting, just like we did in the last one. So it takes how many seconds to create using Softaculous, right? Okay. The installation process. So you have installed. That's all. That's all it takes. If you want to visit this website, you just need to go to, let's save these changes here. You just need to go to, let me open new private window. All you need to do is just go to test.dravos.co, and it will ask you, see, no HTTP, so you say, but you say continue to site. If you say /wp-admin, it takes you to the login. Now our password is admin test, and this is our password, and you're logged in. Straight up. Very, very, very easy. So go through this video once again, over and over again, until you understand how to install locally. Now, if you don't have money to buy domain and host, install on locally so you can join the class and practice. But if you have money, please get your domain and your host. Very, very easy. Just go to Namecheap. If you get to Namecheap, you click on domain name search and you search for your domain. You add it to cart. You go to hosting. You go to hosting. You select the host you want, and you add it to cart, and you shop and connect your domain and hosting together. And it's easy. If you have any issues, you reach out to their live chat and they will help you. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. You know, the amazing thing about today's class is that we are still in day one. We're still in day one. We have not even started day two, right? We've just started day two. So day one took us 4 hours to learn. So it's going to be amazing. If you're watching this video later on, and you're not part of people who are on the live class, it's the same thing, right? I hope you're enjoying it. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.